Hi! Today we're gonna make a little bird. The base is a roll of toilet paper, and I use lots of construction paper and some pipe cleaners and feathers, markers. It's just a lovely little creation. Let's get into it. So, to save some time, I did some pre-cutting, but I'm gonna show you how I planned out this. So, you can see we have a piece of paper for the base of the bird. That's this one. So we wanted it the same size as the toilet paper roll when you roll it up. So how I measured for it is I took a piece of paper, I took the toilet paper roll, I rolled it up, then I cut down that line, and I cut down this line so that I knew where it starts and where it stops. Easy. And then for the head, I just took the same piece of paper and I put another piece of paper against it and I cut it the same size, just skinnier. That's it. So that is how I got started. And we're going to start before gluing it, but gluing it's next, is we want some holes for the legs to come out of. There's a couple ways you can make these. If you have a single hole punch at home, that's great. If you don't, what I do is I take a sharp pencil, and if you're young, have a grown-up do this. Ask your grown-up if you're allowed to, or if maybe they'll do it for you. And I take my fingers and have them spread apart, and I'm going to take the pencil, I'm going to poke right in between the fingers. It makes a little hole. Quick and easy. So now I have 2 holes for later, and it's going to be easier to punch through the single layer of paper. So I'm going to cover it up for now. All I'm going to do is cover this with the glue stick, and then I'm going to cover the head with the glue stick. The other part of the body that I have pre-cut out was the belly of the bird, which was very easy. So all I did to make that is just a U shape with a straight line on the bottom. The only other thing I did to plan it out is I looked at where my head was going to go, how much room I had. You don't want to make a belly so big that the belly's on the head. That would just be silly. So I made sure I thought about my size before I cut it out. Easy. The other part we can think about is the wings. Now, if you have lots of feathers, you can obviously just glue a feather for each wing, and there you go, there you have it. I know sometimes there's not quite enough, so what I like to be able to do is cut out the wings. So I'm going to show you a fun way to cut out the wings that looks a little ruffly. It's got some movement. So while I'm at this stage, you can see I've glued everything together. See how one side you kind of have the edges of the paper? I always glue the belly and make the face somewhere where I don't have those lines. So here I see I really like there's no head or body lines. So that's where I'm going to stick that shape I was describing, that upside down U for the belly. Sliding a little bit because I'm happy with that placement. Great. So now for the wings. Let's see. I think I'll show you how to cut them out with red. So this is going to be double cutting to make sure they're the same size. You've probably heard me talk about this before. I'm going to fold the paper so I get the same size. And for the wing shape, I'm going to start at the edge of the paper. And I'm going to make just a little lump. And then when I get to the edge of the lump, I just kind of like do a little curve. So I'm going to do maybe like that. Perfect. So the thing is with this is an organic shape. It's a shape found in nature. Shapes found in nature, we don't have to make perfect because nature never is perfect. It's a little bit weird, it's a little different, there's little angles, there's little movements. You don't have to go perfect with nature. Then all I do, I still have those two pieces, keep them together, and I'm gonna cut little lines to make the little ruffles of the feathers. Easy peasy. Ooh, now I get to decide, do I want to glue on the red wings or blue wings? I think I'll go with the red wings this time. Why not? So, after I glue this on, the next step is going to be the tail. I like to make my tail very long and fancy. It's so much fun that way. Oop, I glued the wrong side. Make sure when you put your glue on, check which side. My project's gonna be a little sticky. It's not the end of the world. That's okay. I don't want a backwards wing. I'd rather my project be sticky a little longer than have a backwards wing, personally. So now, we're gonna make this fabulous tail feather. So all you're gonna do for this, take a few colors, all stacked up. We're gonna cut out a leaf shape. So that shape is a little straight line, and then it becomes sort of like a teardrop. If you want a big tail, you cut out lots of these. If you want a little tail, you just cut out a couple of these. You can change the size based on how you want it. Great. And then we're going to use the same technique that we used on the wings and just cut some lines. You can do lots of lines if you want fluffy. In the interest of time, I'm just going to cut a couple. There we have it. We have our start for a tail feather. And now I can just add a little bit of glue and stick one on, and add a little bit of glue and stick one on. That way I get a nice long tail feather. And I'm just going to do a little glue here and stick it to the inside. Perfect. Great. Ooh, the wing's being a little grumpy. That's my fault for having stuck it the wrong way. We all do this. Even the art teachers, we're not perfect. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to go to those holes I had earlier. And I'm just going to poke through the paper, being careful of my fingers because I do not want poked fingers. Remember, have a grown-up do this if you're a little too young to do it safely. Alright. And also, this could be the point where you just do the hole punch. If you have a hole puncher, just save it for now and hole punch. Great. So to make my legs now, I'm gonna cut a pipe cleaner in half because I don't think I need crazy long legs. And you can either bend them to make little triangle toes, or you could leave them open and then you could like wrap it around your hand. So I'm gonna stick these in the hole. And then we can bend our toes to make some fun shapes. All right. Great. So we got a little start here. And I wing ripped. That's okay. Not the end of the world. These things happen. All right. So next is going to be the beak. Very easy. I'm just going to cut out a little triangle for the beak. And then for the eyes, you also have a couple options. You could do googly eyes, of course. But I did these eyes where I cut out some circles. So again, I'm just going to do some double cutting. Fold my paper. Cut out 2 circles at the same time. So that they're the same size. cut the basic shape, then tidying them up is okay. Sometimes it's hard to navigate on the big piece of paper. Now glue these on, then I'm going to draw in my pupils. Easy peasy. Alright. You know, Sammy today, like usual, was causing trouble. He's not hanging out right now because he tried to eat the first bird I made. So I'm just drawing right now 2 little pupils' eyes. You could leave it there, or you could add a little line above them to make them fancy. I can add some dots to the beak. I could add some little ruffle design to the wings. Great. Oh no. You know, I think, so normally you try and take your time making art. When I make these videos, I'm trying to make them all at the same time. My wings do not like that I was doing everything at the same time. So I'm actually gonna switch back. Last little detail I'm gonna add, make it nice and adorable, is a little head feather to make this look like a very, very fancy bird. Then I think we have done it. So you'd want to leave this a little time to dry before picking it up and playing with it. There's your bird. Looks so cute. It definitely leave it to dry before playing with it because glue needs a minute, but it's adorable. It's a cute little character. And that's one of the best things about using toilet paper rolls for crafts is that you get to have that 3D effect, and it's pretty easy and simple. I hope you enjoy. I hope you have fun with your colors and your feathers and playing with the legs. Have a great time. See you in the next one.